This is KGW News at Sunrise.
Portland's growing gun violence came to a head over the weekend. 3 separate shootings killed 3 people and injured many others. We're going to tell you what police know so far and how these shootings are affecting people.
Also coming up, a conversation about ways to curb Portland's record gun violence.
And in our political correctness, we never get the job done because we do enough work to make a difference, but we never do enough work to make the difference.
So what would make the difference? The leader of the local nonprofit Self-Enhancement Incorporated shares his thoughts. It's hard-fought wisdom after working with kids on the street for 40 years. That's this morning at 5:15 in our Sunrise Spotlight.
Good Monday morning to you. Happy President's Day. Lots of folks have the day off today, and they might be running into some wild weather. Let's get you ready for the day by sending things over to Rod Hill.
Just last week, I was answering questions on Facebook. Hey, is winter over? We're going to see freezing temps again. We could be in the teens tonight in parts of the valley. So here we go. Right now, we have snow levels down to about 1,000 feet. Radar Times is showing, well, there's some snow showers in Sandy. Your temperature is above freezing. Last time I looked, you were at 35 degrees. We've had some snow showers up in the West Hills, but I believe that is above freezing as well. There is snow over the Coast Range highways, 6 and 26 this morning. And of course, up in the Cascades are getting heavy snow. Portland's at 40, so no issues here. Moving forward today, it's showers, more active than yesterday. Downpours, hail, maybe a rumble of thunder, 44 at noon, 43 at 5 p.m. The Arctic air mass arrives tonight. We'll talk about that coming up in about 10 minutes.
Sounds good, Rod. Thank you. We start with breaking news overnight out of southeast Portland, and Portland police say a shooting killed a woman and hurt 3 others, including 2 kids. This started at 10:30 last night at Southeast Foster and 128th. Officers thought they were showing up to a car crash, but they found 4 people shot inside a car, 1 woman, a man, and 2 children. That woman died at the scene. The man is in the hospital with critical injuries. The 2 kids will be fine. Police did not mention a suspect or any reason why this might have happened. We will keep you updated as we learn more. It is a continuation of a very violent weekend in Portland, a deadly mass shooting in a Portland park, now getting national attention this morning. It involved people protesting police on one side and an armed homeowner on the other.
Right now, we're waiting on answers to a lot of unanswered questions. But KGW's Galen Etland shares what we've gathered so far.
Around 8 Saturday night, this northeast Portland neighborhood turned into a crime scene.
I heard it sounded about to be 8 to 10 consecutive gunshots.
Chelsea Blando was in her apartment near Normandale Park and rushed out.
Along with pretty much everybody in my complex, it looked like the entire police force of Portland came out.
Very chaotic scene.
Portland police said 1 woman died and 5 others hit by gunfire went to the hospital. Flyers on social media showed a group of demonstrators planned to gather at the park to protest the police shooting of a black man in Minneapolis earlier this month. Police say armed protesters and an armed homeowner got into a fight and began shooting.
I wanted to thank our officers who were showing up every day.
At a Portland police news conference Sunday morning, Lieutenant Nathan Shepard began to share information.
They are murdering us!
But was interrupted by several demonstrators condemning police, use of force, and the media.
I ain't gonna stand here and let these cops lie.
Lieutenant Shepard cut the news conference short and resumed it later over Zoom.
We're at the very beginning stages of the investigation.
Although 2 people were reportedly taken into custody from the park Saturday night, on Sunday, police would not say if anyone was arrested.
We never release victim information. It would be irresponsible of me to comment on arrests that were made.
The deadly incident reached national outlets like the New York Times, but it is still not clear if the person or people who fired shots are in custody now, nor if there's ongoing threat to the community.
There are a lot of guns in our city. Can I definitively say there is no danger? No.
In daylight, neighbors reflected on the shooting's impact.
It's definitely different when it happens close to home.
It doesn't really surprise me because there are shootings everywhere around here.
PPB says so far in 2022, Portland has experienced 203 shooting incidents. 50 people have been hurt, and 14 of the city's 15 homicides have been from shootings.
Just as shocked and as saddened by what's going on. We know it's going to get better. but it will take some time.
Oh my God.
For Portlanders like Chelsea Blando, change can't come soon enough.
So I've learned to kind of tell the difference between fireworks and gunshots.
Galen Etlin, KGW News.
Well, late last night, Mayor Ted Wheeler released a statement about the shooting. He said, while many of the details of Saturday night's shooting near Normandale Park are unclear, we do know one thing for sure. Our community is dealing with the sadness of another senseless act of gun violence.
Meanwhile, in Washington County, deputies are investigating another shooting. This was Saturday night at Mojito's Bar and Grill on East Baseline in Cornelius. A 27-year-old man was shot twice at the bar and taken to the hospital. Witnesses say the shooter took off in a car. Then yesterday morning, deputies say they arrested the suspect, Jose Saya Sanchez, on attempted murder charges.
The Oregon Trail School District says it canceled basketball games on Friday after accusations of racism. Administrators say the incident happened during a girls' game between Sandy and Reynolds High Schools. Sandy fans are accused of hurling racist taunts at a Reynolds player. The district investigated but was not able to confirm what happened. Even though the incident was during a girls' game, the district thought it best to cancel both the girls' and the boys' games on Friday. In a statement, the Oregon Trail District said, "We acknowledge it's our responsibility to ensure every athlete and spectator feels welcomed and that we uphold the integrity of high school athletics in every facet." Officials say that failed to happen during the incident in question. We've also reached out to Reynolds High School about this, but we haven't heard back yet.
Well, we're heading into election season, and the Oregon legislature is looking at increasing penalties for anyone who threatens or harasses election workers. It's in response to that type of behavior increasing here and across the country. Over the weekend, the House Rules Committee held its first hearing on a bill that would protect information about where workers live. The bill also wants to make the crime of harassing an election worker punishable by as much as 5 years in prison or a $125,000 fine or both. Right now, the bill has support from the Oregon Association of County Clerks.
This is not political for us. As a nonpartisan elections official, we're charged with making sure that your votes are tallied and that we have a successful election each and every election.
So the bill is still in its early stages. We'll keep you updated on the progress.
Turning now to some big news in the UK. Buckingham Palace says Queen Elizabeth has tested positive for COVID. This is a breakthrough infection since she's fully vaccinated. This comes shortly after her son, Prince Charles, and his wife, Camilla, tested positive. The palace says the Queen's symptoms are mild, and she plans to keep going with light duties.
There will be regular updates over the next few days. Obviously, everybody will be hoping that within 5 or 6 days, the Queen will test negative, as so many with this milder form of coronavirus have been doing over the last few months. Her age is a concern. She's 95 years old, but she is in good health and she has had all 3 jabs.
The Today Show is going to have a lot more on the Queen a little later this morning. You can catch the story right after sunrise at 7 a.m.
Okay, let's talk about weather because you were mentioning hail, rain. What else is on tap? Maybe
snow
for
in
today?
some areas, record lows. It's a long list of what we need to talk about. So we have an Arctic air mass, and the true boundary of that comes in this evening. Now, as that arrives, it actually will shut off any moisture tonight, and then we go on this stretch of dry but very cold days with record lows coming up. So I want to start there. All right, so overnight tonight into tomorrow morning, the Tuesday record right now for PDX is 27. I'm forecasting 25. So that would be a record tomorrow morning. Wednesday, 24 is the record. I'm forecasting 20. Thursday morning, you wake up, the current record out at the airport is 25. I'm forecasting 24. So potentially 3 record lows in a row. And then Friday, the record's 23. We'll still be cold, but I think we'll be above that, forecasting 27. And by the way, the highs coming up, as you'll see on the 7-day in a moment, only in the 30s tomorrow, only in the 30s on Wednesday. What about snow? We do have snow over the Higher passes on Highway 6 and 26 going over the Coast Range this morning. 4 to 8 inches could fall. So wintertime over the high passes going to the beach and back and forth. The Cascades, another foot could fall today. Timberline reports 18 already since Saturday night. Metro Hill snow shower mix. You've already seen that over the West Hills this morning. And again, all this precipitation will be ending tonight. Here's the radar right now. You can tell the snow levels are low because the white is snow and it's kind of, closing in on the valley, right? Here's Futurecast tonight at 5 p.m. Notice the green is rain, and notice the pink or salmon. That's a bit of a mix, and there's maybe a snow shower in the air at 7 p.m. But about the time you think it could snow and do something, the moisture overnight will end, and then, as I mentioned, we go on the run of dry conditions. 40 right now as you get out the door in Portland, so valley temps aren't bad. We're above freezing at low elevations, 35 out in the Dalles. I think it's also above freezing at 1,000 feet, every site that I've checked. Salem, 46 day. Look at your low tonight, 21 degrees. Here comes your 7-day. Tomorrow, only 36 after a record low, becoming sunny, gusty east winds. Really cold tomorrow. Wednesday, not as windy, 38 though after a low of 20. Then we start to warm up a bit. We have Saturday, maybe the rain starts to come in. Maybe it holds off for a day. I'm not sure. And then right now, Sunday looks wet. I'm the weatherman with lots to say this morning.
Yes, you are, but brr before it starts to warm up. Thank you, Rod. Well, it is the question that has gripped our city: how to curb Portland's record gun violence. The founder of Self-Enhancement Incorporated says after working with kids on the street for 40 years, this is what he knows for sure. His thoughts in our Sunrise Spotlight coming up in 2 minutes.